Hello, digital painting students. This is my demonstration for color mixing for the Spring 21 class. Here is a small view of the final painting. This is the bonus image. I don't actually have a demonstration for that yet. So here we go. This is Photoshop that I'm using. I'm starting off with the marquee tool. Here is the brush tool, and I am going through and painting this. Because I'm using just the mouse, and you can do this first project without a tablet, you are going to maybe need to lower the opacity or the flow of a brush. I have not connected a new brush for the class, but I will share a brush with you that's similar to the one I'm using. So if I'm mixing the blue on the left with the red on the right, that purple is the mixture in between. Then I go and paint that in. Then I paint in a little bit of blue on top of that really lightly. Then I'm holding down Alt to select that color, and then I can fill that in, and we get kind of a blue purple versus the kind of middle value red purple. So we'll go through and we will select paint in the red, and we'll select and paint in the purple on top. Pick a color that we think is a good mixture between the two, and then make it a solid color by painting over it a few times. The marquee selection, that square selection, makes things very easy to keep it clean. And this is one way to approach painting. We'll talk about another one when we get to the next video. So what I'm trying to write down here is the idea that you have blue being the A color, red being the B color. The middle is a perfect mixture of A and B together. The blue purple is a lot of A with a little bit of B, and the red purple is a lot of B with a little bit of A. So I'm going to start on this next one. It's that yellow to gray mixture. And again, I'm using a selection to paint that in. And once I find the color that I think I like, as far as the colors in between, then I make it a little bit more solid and paint it in. Let's see if I'm still using the marquee tool. I know in the second demonstration I will go through and use the magic wand as well. So we'll paint a little bit of that gray on there, try to find a good mixture. You're looking for a balanced step in between each color so that no two colors end up looking like the same. So that's one thing you want to watch if your step from black to black-red mixture isn't a very big movement from the color wheel, then you probably need to make an adjustment. You want nice even steps all the way across from one color to the next. So this is going to say balance for the reason that we're trying to balance the color from yellow each step all the way over to that middle gray. All right, so we'll transition over to the next group. I already painted one there in the middle, but we're going to do the blue to green up here near the top. So this time I'm not using a selection. I'm just going to paint, and then I'll clean it up afterwards. So I paint a little green, then I paint a little blue, and I felt like it was too green, so then maybe I went a little bit bluer. So I'm getting a nice mixture somewhere in that cool blue-green area, adding a little bit there, finding a nice mixture between the light green. Thought that I had to maybe make it just a little more green. There we go. Then we start to mix the blue into that. It's maybe going a little bit too far. And, you get to pick and make an idea that, oh, maybe it does need to be a little more blue. We get a nice even mixture between those. Now I've got my eraser, and if I hit Shift and then I click, it does a nice straight line, or I can hold down shift and draw across and it will erase a clean line on the outside of my box. Again, some of you have turned things in already, and if you go outside the box, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. It's the mixtures that are most important. Now the trick here, I'm trying to do this gray to purple, but I feel like my gray, rather than being super close to a middle value, it's a little dark. So what you're going to see is after I make these mixtures, I think that it's not okay. I don't like it. So I end up changing the color on the left from what it is here to a version that has a lighter, let's say kind of like bluish tint to it. So here I go. I'm trying to do that. I changed my color picker and it's not as easy to use as it used to be. So still working on that, figuring that out. But here's my new color. So now I'm going to adjust all of this to fit my new left color to right color spectrum. I keep catching the very edge of the board there, the art board in Photoshop, and I keep pulling it down as I'm trying to be fast and color it in. So just here at the top, you see a little bit of jumping around. So then I start to build that in. Then I grab a little bit of purple. I think by the end of this, I figure out how to do this a little bit quicker. And what I end up doing is stamping the brush rather than going through and painting. Stamping means you're just clicking the button and you're not actually going through and painting with a stroke. All right, I think that's it for these. And we'll have a transition over to these last ones. So here is my final color mixes. Notice that I try to get a nice even step and value. There's a couple that are maybe not perfect as I look at them back now, but we'll see you next time.